Well guys, it's fair to say that I have not had the best of fortnights since I last saw you. You have no doubt enjoyed the quadricentennial video blog montage which went up last week, reviewing the last 100 weeks of the video blog project, now in its 400th and first week. I, on the other hand, have not had such a good time. There was a silver lining, and that was that the week that the video blog went up, I was busy celebrating with my sister as her son, Cohen Mason, was christened. So that was lovely. It was a lovely day. And they had a lovely spread at the reception, which we did enjoy tucking into. I, on the other hand, the week before had hurt myself. In fact, I don't know if that does it justice there. I don't know, but I was trying to get into a Fray Bentos pie. And I don't know if you know what one of those is if you're abroad, but they're basically pies in tins, and you cut the lid off the tin, pop them in the oven, and the pastry grows like a muffin top over the top of the sort of side, and then you can enjoy it. Only you use whatever you're using, whether it be a tin opener or what. You usually find that you have gone round the top 3 times and you still have you can't get the whole lid off because there are little bits that just haven't been cut through. They're dreadful, they really are dreadful, they should be made better. Anyway, stupidly, rather than persevering with the cutter for longer, I chose to try and get a knife just to sort of lever the side bit off, and of course it slipped and cut my finger. It cut across the knuckle, right down to the bone. I know this because such a clean cut it was that it didn't bleed for the first minute or two, and when I bent my finger, the cut yawned, and you could see all the way down to the chicken gristle at the bottom. It was lovely. I should honestly have gone for stitches at the hospital, but I didn't bother. It took about 20 minutes to stop the bleeding, but once I had stopped the bleeding, it wasn't too bad. It scabbed over pretty quickly. I don't think it's been infected. The finger never swelled. I was never able not to bend it, if that makes sense. I was always able to bend it, I suppose. And now it's growing out, basically, and so it looks bigger and bigger and bigger as the top sort of grows out like that. There we are. But it has been hurting. The other thing that happened this week was my toilet. So, have you ever been sat on the toilet and found that you feel like the toilet seat you're on is a little bit wobbly, and you think, oh gosh, have to tighten it with the screws at the back, because occasionally these things, they do come loose. Well, that's what I was thinking. So, I thought, right, I will have to tighten this after. So I got up, finished my business, got up, flushed the chain, to find that it hadn't been the toilet seat that was wobbly. It was the toilet itself. Now, the toilets are generally they're sort of screwed into the ground, I suppose, if you like. And one side of it, the screws had either worked their way out or broken, one or the other, and so they'd wobbled a bit. Probably my weight hasn't helped there. But the problem was that as it had obviously sort of wobbled, and the pipe that connects the cistern to the back of the bowl had come out at the base of the bowl. So when I flushed the chain, no water went into the toilet. It went all over the floor from the cistern, and these cisterns, they are deceptively large they can hold a large amount of water. Water went everywhere. Thankfully it was clean, and you know, the pipe to the cistern from the mains was fine. The pipe out of the toilet, you know, the waste pipe, that was fine. And I did find later that I could just put the pipe from the cistern back in, and it's held. It's fine. I just have to be careful, you know, when I'm on the loo, basically. But this water went everywhere, so you know, the carpet, which was not good, pretty much ruined anyway, which we wanted to get rid of, I took up there and then, and that got rid of a lot of the water, so the rest of it has sort of dried out a bit, and there's sort of wooden panels on the floor, so it's not too bad. Unfortunately, because of the placement of my toilet, some of the water went under the bath. Now, I removed the panel of the bath to find that there's a shaft, in fact, underneath my bath, and it's a good foot in depth, and the water had obviously sort of rolled over the side of this cliff and gone down this shaft, and that surprised me for a start, that the bath was basically poised over a hole. Not sure what I'm going to have to do about that, whether I might have to renovate. That might have to be the next place that we renovate. But anyway, the water obviously was out of reach to be dried, so I went downstairs, and sure enough, it was dripping through the kitchen ceiling, just at the far end where it meets the sort of window. Now, I have been in situations before where, with a plasterboard ceiling, I have found a drip, left it, to come back hours later and find the whole entire ceiling has come down, because these things, they hold water for so long and then they break. The best thing to do is to release all the water you can as quickly as possible and to dry it out. It stops water gathering, which will create weight and bring down the ceiling, and it stops the slow dripping, which can actually go mouldy, and it can rot the wood in your ceiling. So yes, I poked a small hole, maybe it's about that big, I don't know, maybe it's about that big, something like that, that's about that big, to let all the water out, and that was a success. And you know, it's drying, but it does mean now that I have a toilet that I have to be a little bit careful on, a bathroom floor which is now devoid of its carpet, and at a small hole in the ceiling of my kitchen. How I am going to explain that one to my parents, I'm not sure. It's been a couple of days and I still haven't got around to it. Moving on, let's wish a very happy birthday to the people who are having their birthday this week. There are only 3. We have Alistair Coles, someone I knew from London many years ago, Rob Weatherhead, who I work with to this day, and Jebediah Crow from abroad. So happy birthday to all of those. I hope you eat lots of cake, and I hope that your weeks have been better than mine.